In the dead of night, Rip Wheeler slips out of bed, gets into his truck, and drives away. Don't worry, he's not sneaking out for a midnight tryst. He's heading out to dump a body. This is a man who spent his entire life doing the dirty work at Yellowstone, and he has brought John Dutton's survival laws straight to Texas. But to understand how we got here, we have to go back 6 months, to the devastating fire that burned the Dutton Ranch to the ground.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. Restart again.
After the fire, Beth, Rip, and Carter found themselves crammed into a rundown motel room. Just like all the other displaced ranchers, they were homeless. The Yellowstone Ranch had been sold to the Indian reservation, legally protected from ever being rebuilt. With their new home in ashes, Montana had no room left for them. Just when they seemed to hit a dead end, an old acquaintance, Walker, called Rip with a lifeline. There was a ranch for sale in Rio Paloma, Texas. The owner was a widow who had just lost her husband, and this was their only shot. Rip told Beth it would cost them every penny of their savings, but it promised a brand new start.
But give us the life we want, baby.
And success, yeah.
They drove south and met the owner, Jeannie. The 5,000-acre property, home to 175 head of prime Black Angus, was one of the finest ranches in the area. The local powerhouse, the 10 Petal Ranch, had been eyeing this land for nearly 20 years, and its owner, Beulah Jackson, offered a price far higher than Rip's, but Jeannie turned her down flat. This is the very core of Western ranch culture. Land is never just a commodity. It is the soul and legacy of a family. Jeannie had seen too many corporate giants buy up ranches only to tear them apart for profit. She wanted someone who truly loved the land. Someone who would keep her late husband's dream alive.
Rip, I'm trusting that you will fulfill that prospect.
When she heard that Beth was the daughter of the legendary John Dutton and Rip was his son-in-law, the deal was sealed. Jeannie had only one condition: keep the original foreman, Azul, who had grown up on the ranch and knew it better than anyone. This is how business is done in the West, not through cold contracts, but through trust and respect. 6 months fly by, and the Dutton Ranch is finally taking shape, but trouble is never far behind. Beulah Jackson has monopolized all the local slaughterhouses, making it clear she intends to choke off Beth's distribution and force them to sell. This is the brutal reality of modern American agriculture. Massive trusts squeeze out independent ranchers, eventually buying their land for pennies. At a local bull auction, the two women clash face for the second time. Beulah sets her eyes on a prize breeding bull, but Beth immediately signals Rip to raise the bid. Rip ends up buying the bull for $10,500, far above market value.
Sold him over $10,500. Fire 106, man in black.
To outsiders, this looks like petty bickering, but in the rules of the West, it's a necessary show of force. It tells the enemy, the Duttons do not back down, and we will outspend you just to keep what you want. While Beth and Rip are busy marking their territory, the 10 Petal Ranch is rotting from the inside. Beulah's eldest son, Rob, a hopeless alcoholic, recently shot and killed his own foreman, Wes, over a minor dispute. Rob and his henchman, Chet, buried the body deep within the Dutton Ranch, but when Rip discovered the grave during a patrol, he didn't call the police. He quietly dug it up. Later that night, Rob and his brother Joaquin went to move the body, only to find an empty grave.
He's right fucking there!
Rob panicked. Joaquin, realizing his brother was a liability, sent him off to a 5-star rehab facility in Sedona to dry out. Meanwhile, rumors of Wes's disappearance have thrown the 10 Petal bunkhouse into chaos. Beulah knows she needs an iron fist to keep control. She promotes Chet, the sole witness to the murder, to foreman, ordering him to keep the cowboys in line by any means necessary. Now we understand each other, she tells him. Chet doesn't disappoint. When a cowboy named Austin starts questioning where Wes went, Chet grabs a branding iron and beats him half to death, silencing the bunkhouse in seconds.
Tended. If they ain't dead, I want them on a horse in an hour.
Yes, sir.
This brutal enforcement of order is identical to Yellowstone's ways, but Beulah and Chet are far colder than Rip. They have no moral baseline, only interest. On the other side of the fence, Rip is expanding his crew. He adopts John Dutton's classic hiring strategy, driving to the gates of the local prison to recruit desperate, newly released convicts. It's a proven playbook. Give a man who has nothing a second chance, and he will pay you back with a lifetime of loyalty. He recruits Zachariah, a cowboy locked up for drunk and disorderly conduct, who swears he's found God and will never touch a drop again.
I only got one question for you.
Does your God prevent you from cowboying?
No, sir.
In truth, Rip already knew about him. Azul had recommended him. Zachariah and Azul's father were lifelong friends. Azul's father had once gone to prison rather than betray Zachariah. Back at the ranch, the two old friends share a tight embrace. Azul warns Zachariah that Rip doesn't tolerate fools or slackers. Zachariah nods. He knows the rules. The man who gives you a second chance also has the right to take your life. Beth isn't sitting idle either. She knows bypassing Beulah's slaughterhouse monopoly is their top priority. Her only ally in town is Everett, a veterinarian and former Navy pilot who is one of the few people unafraid of Beulah. Beth gets straight to the point, asking him for alternative slaughterhouses.
Can I get an introduction?
I reckon I ought to if I want to get paid for this mare.
Everett agrees and has Beth drive him to a small boutique packing plant near San Antonio. The owner, Claudio, is an honest man who prides himself on high-quality cuts. Beth and Claudio strike a deal. She needs a distribution channel free of Beulah's grip, and Claudio needs premium beef to build his brand. This deal doesn't just break Beulah's monopoly, it cements a friendship between Beth and Everett. Everett's steady, honorable presence reminds Beth of her late father, slowly beginning to fill the void John Dutton left behind. Young Carter is also finding his footing in Texas. Oriana pulls up to his school in her truck, inviting him to skip homework, drink beer, and shoot targets. Carter jumps in without a second thought. In Texas, marksmanship is far more useful than algebra. Oriana is stunned by Carter's perfect aim, and as they sit in the back of the truck, the air is thick with teenage romance.
Just glad to get mixed up in something.
But just as Carter thinks he's about to find his first love, Oriana checks her phone, her expression turning cold as she mentions a boyfriend. Disappointed, Carter returns to the ranch. But the real twist is yet to come. Oriana returns to the 10-petal mansion and calls Beulah grandma. She is Rob's daughter, Beulah's only granddaughter. She hates Beulah for turning her father into a drunk and forcing her to inherit a blood-soaked empire. Yet she cannot escape her family. This Romeo and Juliet connection is doomed from the start. Beulah's troubles keep mounting. Wes's widow, Whitney, arrives at the ranch with her young son, demanding that Joaquin tell her where her husband is. Joaquin spins a lazy lie, claiming Wes ran off with another woman. Whitney doesn't buy it. She knows how much Wes loved their son. She goes straight to Sheriff Wade to report him missing.
Disappeared from the bunkhouse. Went to bed, didn't wake up there. Never came home.
Though the sheriff promises to investigate, it's clear he is in Beulah's pocket. This is the political ecology of remote American towns. Local barons control the law, the economy, and the narrative, leaving ordinary people with nowhere to turn. Later, Joaquin visits Whitney with Wes's final paychecks and extra hush money. Whitney throws the cash back in his face, telling him she's already been to the police. Knowing she has crossed Beulah, she packs her bags and flees in the middle of the night. Unlike the original Yellowstone, this spin-off shines a light on the families of those who disappear, showing the trail of broken homes left behind by the Dutton's survival laws. That evening, Beth takes Rip to a local bar and introduces him to Everett. The two men hit it off. They both understand ranching, horses, and Beth's fiery temper. As Everett takes the stage to sing, Rip pulls Beth onto the dance floor. Under the warm lights, they sway together, enjoying a rare moment of peace. For a brief second, it feels like they have finally escaped their past. But peace is just a mirage. Once Beth falls asleep, Rip quietly gets dressed and slips out of the cabin. He walks into the dark barn, unlocks a massive chest freezer, and reveals Wes's frozen corpse. He hoists the body onto his truck. Up on the balcony, Zachariah watches in silence, saying nothing as the truck disappears into the night. Beth wakes up to an empty, cold bed, a sudden wave of dread washing over her. Rip drives to the abandoned mine he passed earlier. He kicks open the decaying wooden boards and drops Wes's body into the abyss. This bottomless pit is the Texas version of the train station, the Duttons' new secret graveyard. Why did Rip do this? Why keep it from Beth? The answer is simple. First, Rip has no legal identity. He has lived in the shadows his entire life. In Texas, he has no connections and cannot trust the local police. In a town ruled by local barons, reporting a body would only make him the prime suspect, ruining the ranch and dragging Beth down with him. Second, he promised Beth a fresh start, a life free of murder and secrets. He wants to carry the darkness alone so she can live in the light. Third, it is his nature. Ever since he killed his stepfather at 15 and fled to Yellowstone, John Dutton taught him one rule. When a problem cannot be solved, make it disappear forever. But this secret is a ticking time bomb. Beth is bound to notice Rip's distance, and Beulah Jackson has already begun digging online, uncovering the dark history of the Dutton family. Beneath the quiet Texas pasture, the powder keg has already been lit.